from jcharvestinvestments.com. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a great Monday here in the Northeast, Fairfield County specifically. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out, but like I keep saying, when it's 65 consistently every day and it's like maybe 55 at night, every night, then spring has arrived for me. That usually doesn't happen around here until June, so I'm just saying. But anyway, my topic for today is about something that affects my life a lot more than even I'm aware of, because I'm the type of individual that if a challenge comes my way, I just find a way to manage it, either to get through it or to manage it if it's going to become a part of my life. And as I keep alluding to historically, the car accidents I've had have made my lifestyle be a little bit different. I live with pain. I work out so I don't feel it as bad, but I've just learned to manage that aspect of my life. It's not a bad thing, it's just the way my life is. Well, one thing that has affected me even since my first accident has been my eating, my ability, my system and ability to tolerate certain foods. Now, I'll be honest with you, the first time I heard about having a problem with my digestive system and how my body was reacting was with the first car accident I had. And I've had so many different theories about why it's this way, but bottom line is, my body does not break down carbs at all. I mean, the more starchy they are, the more sticky they are, I just literally can get very sick. And what was happening to me was I started to develop this thing called GERD, and I was taking medication for it, but then I realized through the help of some of my naturopath people like Cheryl, hey Cheryl, I came to realize that there was a better way to manage my reaction to these types of foods. I had to eat healthy, eat clean. But I'm telling you all this because, yeah, sometimes it does get to me, and especially now when going to a restaurant for me is a big ordeal. And I'll tell you why. My body does not break down gluten. Am I gluten intolerant? Is there a gluten problem? I don't have a clue. I can't talk to anybody else. Some people say there's no such thing as gluten intolerance. Oh, this is your problem, that's your problem. I'm inside this body, so the way I operate in this situation is to recognize I can only control what I can control. I'm not telling anybody out there to become gluten-free. I don't know that that's the be-all and end-all, but I do know how my body has reacted over the years when I have made a change in how I eat, how I sleep, and how I live my life. Now, once again, I say, restaurants are a problem for me because my body does not break down gluten. It does not react well with a lot of heavy saturated fats. It does not operate well when I have any kind of too much white sugar, or it just throws my body into havoc. Now, this came to my realization when I was 40. Cheryl helped me to realize that my body wasn't breaking down carbs like they should. And so she had told me something about gluten. You're gluten intolerant. I'd never heard that word before until I was like 44, 45. So over the years, I've just tried to live with it and just hey, I'm not going to deal with it. But as I got older, my body would just have crazy reactions to any time I ate something with wheat in it or gluten in it or whatever. Or just I cannot go into a bakery and order anything off the counter, if I can say it like that. My body would just go into hysterics. So what I've learned to do is not cry about it. It's just the way it is. People have a lot worse issues than I do. I don't feel it's a big deal until I come around people and I explain, no, I don't do gluten. At this point in my life, I'm not even doing any grains. That includes rice. Am I on a paleo program? I don't even know what it is. All I know is I eat according to how my body can break down the foods and how I can get the nutrients. So that consists of me not being able to eat the majority of what's in a restaurant. So I don't care how much money I'm paying for food. I'm not going to pay a lot of money for food, and I can't eat half the things on the menu. My body has gotten so sensitive to gluten and lactose and high sugars that if I go into a restaurant and they mix Like, for instance, I went to this one diner. I thought all the time that they were separating their sweet potato fries from, they weren't frying them in the same thing that they did their fats. Well, guess what? I read the ingredients on how, unless you're making your own sweet potato fries that are frozen and not handmade have gluten in them. So the last time I was at this restaurant, I got sick. And then I asked the person, I said, are you frying it separately? Yes, we still fry it separately, but we're ordering our sweet potatoes and we're not making them personally. There's the gluten. So, yeah, I do have difficulties in being able to eat wherever I want, wherever I want. Again, I'm not crying because there are people who are in worse situations than me. At least I can find alternatives, and I thank God for that. So my whole message today is, yeah, things are going to happen in our lives, and everything's not going to be, the way we want it to. In my case, I would love to just try McDonald's just one more time, but I can't. Is that the worst thing in the world that could happen to me? No, it's not. Because even though I can't go into a bakery and order anything I want, I'm okay with that. I've just learned to do my own thing. Now, just to express to you that sometimes I do get hungry for a dessert. So what did I do yesterday? I found this recipe for chocolate beet brownies. Yeah, I said it right, beets. That's what I had in it. And I said, how is this going to work? Well, you all know I don't cook, okay? I'm a recipe cooker. Baking is a whole nother science. It's not like regular cooking. People will tell you it is. It is not. It's like you're a scientist in a lab and you're having to take recipes to a different level, and you're having to constantly think about how this ingredient is going to react with another. It's too much pressure for me. I just want to follow the recipe, throw it in the oven, comes out good. Well, yesterday was comedic. I started out in the morning going to make this dessert, and my daughter's friend, she's a baker. She's fantastic baker. Hey, Adelia, she really knows how to mess with some pots and pans and sugar. She makes baked things taste. She made me a gluten-free apple crisp that is to die for. So she knows what she's doing. Bottom line, I don't. So anyway, I started in the morning telling my daughter and Adelia that I'm going to make this brownie with beets, and I got so exhausted just preparing the stuff to make the brownies that I fell asleep. So when Adelia contacted me, she said, oh, hey, I want to find out how the brownies went. I was like, are you kidding? I fell asleep because literally I fell asleep at the idea of stressing over trying to combine these items, including beets. I'm thinking, how am I going to get these beets so clear? Then I Googled how you got beets so purified, the best way. I mean, I was agonizing over this. Mind you, it took me 4 hours to bake these brownies. Well, I do have to say, they did turn out good. And normally with the way I eat, I don't go through all those changes because I just say, I'm not working this hard. But I do want to let people know that, yeah, we're all going to have some issues in our lives, but they don't have to define who we are. I don't want anybody, when they're eating with me, to feel bad if you're having a cookie. If you're eating gluten, if you can eat a pizza, if you can do any of these things, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to feel bad, and you don't have to apologize to me. I just recognize this is what I have to do, and it's not a big deal. It really isn't. There are people in this world who have far worse issues, worse than mine. So I'm not complaining, but I just think it's comedic because, like I said, I did want a dessert yesterday. But am I going to take 4 hours every weekend just to have a dessert? I don't think so. I think I'll just worry about eating that piece of fruit. So, once again, I thank you for listening to me go on and talk about something that is just happening in my life today. And I hope you got something out of it. Even if you got a little chuckle, that'll be great. I hope you're having a great day. And I thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and thanks a lot. This is Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com.